everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Nita Casey, and today I will be discussing an important concept in early childhood education called the image of the child. The image of the child refers to the beliefs and assumptions that educators and society have about children and childhood. These beliefs influence how educators interact with children, how learning environments are designed, and how children's learning and development are supported. If educators see children as capable and competent learners, they are more likely to create environments that encourage curiosity, creativity, and participation. In this podcast, I will discuss contemporary views of children, critically reflect on these views, reflect on my own childhood experiences, and explain how my image of the child influenced my pedagogical practice as an early childhood educator. Over time, the way society viewed children had changed significantly. In the past, children were sometimes viewed as small adults who were expected to work and take on responsibilities similar to adults. According to historian Philip Avery, childhood was not always recognized as a unique stage of life. This shows that our understanding of childhood has changed through social and cultural developments. Some early developmental theories also viewed children in a limited way. For example, Arnold Gesell's maturation theory suggested that children develop mainly through biological growth and natural developmental stages. While this theory helped researchers understand patterns of development, it mainly focused on biological factors and did not fully consider the influence of social relationships, culture, and environment on learning. More contemporary theories provide a different view of children. For example, Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory highlights the importance of social interaction in learning. Vygotsky introduced the concept of the zone of proximal development, which explains that children can achieve more when they receive guidance from educators, adults, or more experienced peers. This theory suggests that children are not passive learners. Instead, they actively build knowledge through interaction, collaboration, and shared experiences. Another important contemporary perspective is the Reggio Emilia approach, which views children as capable, curious, and full of potential. This philosophy introduced the idea of the 100 languages of children, meaning that children express their ideas and learning in many ways, such as drawing, movement, storytelling, play, and music. Similarly, the Early Years Learning Framework, or EYLF, recognizes children as confident and involved learners who learn through play, relationships, and exploration. These contemporary perspectives encourage educators to create learning environments that support creativity, curiosity, and active participation. Although contemporary perspectives promote a positive image of children, it is important to critically reflect on these ideas. Some scholars argue that traditional developmental views still influence early childhood education today. For example, Canela explains that developmental discourses often position adults as experts and see children as incomplete individuals who need to develop toward adulthood. This type of thinking can sometimes limit children's participation and decision making in educational settings. The sociology of childhood, introduced by scholars such as Prout and James, challenge these ideas. They suggest that childhood should be understood as a social and cultural constructions, meaning that children's experiences are shaped by their social and cultural environments. However, it is also important not to see children as completely independent learners who do not need guidance. Even though contemporary theories highlight children's competence and agency, educators still play an important role in supporting and guiding children's learning. For example, intentional teaching helps extend children's thinking and encourage deeper learning. Research by Marvelyn Flair also suggests that children learn best when play based exploration is balanced with educator guidance and support. Therefore, contemporary views are valuable because they recognize children's capabilities, but educators must also provide support, scaffolding, and meaningful learning opportunities. My own image of the child reflects many of these contemporary perspectives. I see children as competent, curious, and active learners who naturally want to explore the world around them. Children are not empty vessels waiting for adults to give them knowledge. Instead, they actively build understanding through play, creativity, interaction, and exploration. This view is strongly influenced by the Reggio Emilia philosophy, which highlights that children are capable and full of potential. My perspective is also influenced by Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Gardner explains that children learn in different ways and have different strengths, such as linguistic, spatial, music, and interpersonal intelligence. This means educators should provide varied and rich learning experiences so children can express their ideas and learning in different ways. I also believe that listening to children's voices is extremely important. When educators respect children's ideas and interests, children feel valued and become confident learners. My image of the child has also been shaped by reflecting on my own childhood experiences. When I think about my childhood, many of my most meaningful learning experiences happened through play, exploration, and social interactions. For example, outdoor play, creative activities, and playing games with other children help me develop curiosity, creativity, and problem solving skills. Research also supports the importance of play in children's development. According to Flair, play allows children to explore ideas, develop social relationships, and strengthen cognitive skills. I also remember that my learning improved when adults listened to my ideas and supported my curiosity. This connects with Vygotsky's theory, which explains that learning occurs through social interactions and guidance from others. These childhood experiences help shape my belief that children learn best when they are in environments where they feel supported, respected, and encouraged to explore their interest. My image of the child will strongly influence my pedagogical practice as an early childhood educator. If educators view children as capable and competent learners, they are more likely to create learning environments that encourage exploration, creativity, and collaboration. For example, the Reggio Emilia approach describes the environment as the third teacher. This means that thoughtfully designed environments can inspire children's curiosity and encourage investigation. In my practice, I would create learning environments that include open ended materials, natural resources, and creative space where children can explore their ideas freely. Listening to children's voices will also be an important part of my practice. By observing children's interests and responding to their ideas, educators can extend learning in meaningful ways. Partnership with families are also essential. Families provide valuable knowledge about children's cultural backgrounds, experiences, and interests. Working closely with families support children's overall learning and development. Overall, my goal as an educator is to create environments where children feel valued, confident, and supported in their learning. In conclusion, the image of the child plays a very important role in early childhood education because it shapes how educators understand and support children's learning. While historical views often saw children as dependent individuals, contemporary perspectives recognize children as capable, curious, and active learners. Theories such as Vygotsky's sociocultural theory, Gardner's multiple intelligence, and the Reggio Emilia approach highlight the importance of recognizing children's agency and potential. Reflecting on my own childhood experiences has also strengthened my belief that children learn best through play, exploration, and supportive relationships. By adopting a positive and respectful image of the child, educators can create learning environments that support curiosity, confidence, and lifelong learning. Thank you for listening to my podcast.